The topic of the day is data models. We have already started with the entity relationship relationship model. I considered it to be a very important topic, so I started it separately. Now we are going to discuss how different types of data models that we have. We have already discussed that what is a data model, but we are going to repeat for that. We have three types of views: internal, that is the physical schema, conceptual schema, and the external schema. The data model deals with the logical schema, that is the conceptual schema of the database, as highlighted in here. The data models are the fundamental entities that helps us achieve the objective of abstraction. I think abstraction was discussed in the very first lecture. The schema itself provides abstraction, means the user who deals with the external schema has little or no knowledge of what the conceptual schema does. Okay, so why we are going to study the data models? To try and understand the different methods or the different models that we can use to create the conceptual schema. The very first model that we have discussed is called the entity relation model. I don't think there is any need to rediscuss the same. The second one that we are going to study is called the object-oriented data model. You are already aware of the object-oriented concept through the C++ that you have studied in the previous semesters. But let us study what is object-oriented data model. It is based upon the real world situations. These situations are represented as objects with different attributes. So like we have been discussing that there is a student, and a student can be anyone like Aman, Amit, or anyone are called the objects, and then they have the different attributes. Okay, all these objects have multiple relationships between them. So objects can also have relationships between them. So let us discuss how many types of elements are there for an object-oriented model. An object. So the first entity is an object. An object represents a real-world entity and situation, okay, in the object-oriented data model. Like I said, if you create a class named student, and then a student needs to have objects for it to have a real and you can say sense. In C++, you must be aware that how to define an object. It is categorically said that an object is an instance of a class. So class basically broadly describes how an object will look like, what will be the properties of the object, and what will be the you can say behavior of the object. Ultimately, the object is what is a real world entity. Okay, so what is an object? The real world entities are situations are represented as objects. The next is attributes and methods. Every object will have a certain characteristics that are represented using attributes, and the behavior that will be represented as methods. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगेन अबाउट टॉकिंग अबाउट स्टूडेंट, एक स्टूडेंट की ही बात करते हैं तो स्टूडेंट के एट्रीब्यूट्स क्या है वो आप ऑलरेडी अवेयर हो. स्टूडेंट का नाम क्या है, स्टूडेंट का रोल नंबर क्या है, स्टूडेंट की एज क्या है, उसकी क्लास कौन सी है, उसके कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर क्या है, उसका ईमेल आईडी क्या है. ऑल दीज रिप्रेजेंट्स द एट्रीब्यूट्स. एंड हाउ अबाउट द डिफरेंट मेथड्स? Different methods can be the attendance of the student, the fees of the student, admission of the student, okay, addition of a student, student passing out, so many things. All are the methods that are related to the student. Next is class. Now if I am talking about certain student named Aman, I am talking about a certain student named let's say Amit, and so many. When we group them together, then that is called a class. An object can be called an instance of a class, and when we have a similar set of attributes and methods and we group them together, then that becomes a class. Nothing to discuss too much in detail because these are the terms that you have been studying since the last 2 semesters. Next is inheritance. Inheritance is very important. Why inheritance is very important? Because basically we are not discussing a C++ programming model, but we are discussing a data model. और डेटा मॉडल में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या है? हाउ टू सेट अप द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द टू एंटिटीज. तो ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड मॉडल में रिलेशनशिप कैसे डिफाइन किया जाता है? हाउ डू वी डिफाइन द रिलेशनशिप? Relationship in object-oriented model is defined with the help of a concept called inheritance. अब inheritance है क्या? A new class can be derived from the original class. The derived class contains the attributes and methods of the original class. ठीक है? An example of an object-oriented data model is, so here you can see an example of the same. अगर आप इस एग्जांपल को ध्यान से देखेंगे तो व्हाट यू गेट इज क्लास नेम्ड शेप. Okay, a shape basically finds you the area and the parameter, and which are the objects or the classes for which you can find it is the circle, rectangle, and triangle. So basically some of the attributes these three classes at the bottom share is that they share the same behavior, means all have a area and all have a parameter. So they might not share the attributes, but they share the behavior. Okay, and then obviously how to get the area and parameters, their input is different, so that means their attributes are different but their methods are the same. For circle you need to find the center and the radius. For rectangle you need to find get the length and the breadth, and for triangle you can get the base and the height. And then all these three shapes, they can be used to find the area and the parameter. So this is how we set up the relationship between the different classes or the objects in the object oriented data model. Something for you to look at: shape, circle, rectangle, triangle are the objects in this model. Circle has two attributes. Similarly, rectangle and triangle also have two attributes. The objects circle, rectangle, and triangle inherit from the object shape. What do they inherit from the object shape? They inherit the two methods, the two behaviors, that is the parameter and the area. Parameter and the area. So what are the advantages of the object oriented model? अगर आप इनहेरिटेंस की हेल्प से रिलेशनशिप डिफाइन करते हैं तो ऑब्वियसली यू आर अवेयर ऑफ व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस. द बिगेस्ट एडवांटेज इज द रीयूजेबिलिटी, easy maintenance, and obviously it is also easy to understand. And what is the disadvantage of the object oriented model? It is very less used practically data model. So as compared to a relational data model, object-oriented data model has not evolved as much, but still it is a concept that can be used in case you want to implement the data model. Okay, the next is relational data model, something that we are going to skip. Why we are going to skip? Because this is what we have done in great detail. The ER diagram we have done in great detail. This is representing an employee with the employee as an entity with 4 attributes. This is how we show the relationship. A customer and account entity, they both are related to each other with a relationship called depositor. Primary key can be represented by underlining the attribute, something that we have already discussed. Degree of a relationship was also discussed, that it can be binary, ternary, or an array. Okay, so this is the connectivity. If you have a many-to-many, one-to-many, many-to-one, or one-to-one, so these are the you can say connectivity that we can define. As you can see in the this figure, it clearly shows that it has a many-to-many relationship. That means one customer can have multiple accounts, and one account can belong to multiple customers. ठीक है, तो what is the maximum and the minimum value of n? What is the maximum and the minimum value of n? It is represented as cardinality. This is the example that we discussed last time while we were discussing the entity relationship model with the help of ER diagram. Generalization and specialization was also discussed. Generalization is moving from the lower level to the upper level, and specialization is moving from the upper level to the lower level. So the upper levels are always highly generalized, whereas the lower levels are highly specialized. For example, a student is a highly generalized term. A student, whether it belongs to a UG or a PG, becomes slightly more specialized. Which faculty does it belong to, which department does it belong to, the lower we move, the more specialized it becomes. Now, the third data model is called the network data model that we are going to discuss. So while we are going to discuss what is a network data model, it is very important that we need to make the comparison with the entity relationship model. As you are already aware of what is an entity relationship model, so it will be easy to understand if we can relate the terms of network data model with the entity relationship model. तो सबसे पहले यहाँ पर बताया गया है कि in network data model there is a concept called records. Now what is a record? Record is just like an entity in the entity relationship model. तो आप एक रिकॉर्ड को एक एंटिटी या एक टेबल की तरह ट्रीट कर सकते हैं अगर आप इसको एंटिटी रिलेशनशिप मॉडल के साथ कंपेयर करते हैं. तो वट एवर यू कॉल अ टेबल और एंटिटी इन अ ईआर मॉडल इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी अ रिकॉर्ड. उसके बाद एंटिटी रिलेशनशिप मॉडल में क्या आता है? रिलेशनशिप, एसोसिएशन बिटवीन द डिफरेंट एंटिटीज. तो इसमें रिकॉर्ड्स के बीच में एसोसिएशन या आपका रिलेशनशिप कैसे डिफाइन होता है? विद द हेल्प ऑफ लिंक्स. सो हमने दो टर्म्स जो है वो स्टडी कर ली हैं. दैट इन अ नेटवर्क डेटा मॉडल देयर आर रिकॉर्ड्स दैट आर कनेक्टेड टू वन अनदर थ्रू लिंक्स. नेक्स्ट, a record in a network model resembles closely to entity model. That is something that we have already discussed. A record is a collection of multiple attributes, and each attribute is generally going to have a single or an atomic value. तो लिंक क्या होता है ये भी मैंने आपको बता दिया. लिंक इज कॉल्ड द एसोसिएशन और द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द टू रिकॉर्ड्स. So one important property that a link represents an association only and only between the two records. So a link can be thought as a binary relationship. ठीक है, तो अब हम जब रिलेशनशिप की बात कर रहे हैं तो नेटवर्क मॉडल के अंदर सिर्फ बाइनरी रिलेशनशिप ही होगा. नाउ लेट अस सी एन एग्जांपल. So let me take this to the next page so that it is easy for you to understand. So two records, as you can see in here. The first record is a customer and the second record is an account. तो रिकॉर्ड कस्टमर के अंदर 3 एट्रीब्यूट्स हैं और रिकॉर्ड अकाउंट के अंदर 2 एट्रीब्यूट्स हैं. So let us see how we can define the association or relationship between the two. You can see in this figure that records are shown on the left hand side. I'll just show it to you right here. So this is representing a record. Okay, this is record. So this is also a record. What is the name of the first record? The name of the first record is customer, and the name of the second record is account. And as you can see, the lines in between this is representing the links. Okay, so I hope this thing is very clear to you. इसमें अब समझने की क्या बात है कि how we are representing the attributes within a single record. एक सिंगल रिकॉर्ड के बीच में एट्रीब्यूट्स को कैसे दिखाते हैं? इन अ नेटवर्क मॉडल ऑल द एट्रीब्यूट्स आर एक्चुअली शोन एज अ कॉलम इन अ सिंगल लाइन. अगर आप एंटिटी रिलेशन मॉडल की बात करते हैं तो उसमें हम जनरली क्या होता है कि ऑल द वैल्यूज ऑफ you can say an entity, they are shown in a single column, one after the other, लेकिन इसमें एक सिंगल रो के अंदर ही सारी की सारी एंट्रीज को दिखाया जाता है। अब हम दोनों का कंपैरिजन करेंगे, ईआर मॉडल का और नेटवर्क मॉडल का, ताकि आपको इजीली समझ में आ जाए। एंटिटी रिलेशनशिप मॉडल को डायग्रामेटिकली या पिक्टोरिकली कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं? विद द हेल्प ऑफ एन ईआर डायग्राम। ठीक है, तो उसी तरह से नेटवर्क मॉडल को कैसे शो करते हैं? नेटवर्क डेटा मॉडल को शो करने के लिए हम जो कॉन्सेप्ट यूज करते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड द डेटा स्ट्रक्चर डायग्राम। Okay, so data structure diagram is similar to the ER diagram of the entity relation model. अब इसमें हमने ये समझना है कि हम किस तरह के सिंबल्स को यूज करते हैं। इसमें सबसे पहले सिंबल्स आते हैं बॉक्सेस। ठीक है, बॉक्सेस आर यूज्ड टू रिप्रेजेंट द रिकॉर्ड। रिकॉर्ड मींस एन एंटिटी, and a box can be considered to be you can say a rectangle shape. Next are lines. Lines are used to represent the links or the relationships. और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या है जो मैं बार बार आपको हाईलाइट कर रहा हूं, दैट इज द डेटा स्ट्रक्चर diagram is logically same as the entity relation diagram that is used to represent the relational model. So let us start. You can see this figure right in here. This figure represents two entities. One is called the customer entity and the other one is called the account entity, and the relationship between the two is that the customer deposits or has an account. Okay, but this is representing in the form of an ER diagram. ये एक ER diagram है। ओके, तो इसका इक्विवेलेंट डेटा स्ट्रक्चर डायग्राम क्या होगा, ये आप यहां पर देख सकते हैं। प्लीज होल्ड ऑन फॉर अ सेकंड।